Hello, Product Hunt. My name's Alex Black, and I'm one of the founders of SyncWith. SyncWith is a Google Sheets add-on that can be used to sync any data on the planet into Google Sheets. My co-founder Colin and I are super excited to be launching SyncWith on Product Hunt today. Why did we start SyncWith? We think being data-driven is a superpower, but it's still too hard to get the data you need in the format you want. At previous businesses, we've built extensive data warehouses, reporting tools, dashboards, and used these across marketing, customer support, DevOps, and product management to really supercharge our efforts. We built SyncWith with the goal of enabling anyone who can use a spreadsheet to be more data-driven, to be able to sync their data into a spreadsheet in less than a minute and use it to build live custom reports and dashboards. I'm excited to demo some of what you can do with SyncWith. We have over 1,000 built-in connections, including Facebook ads, Google Analytics, Stripe, Shopify, Yahoo Finance, Binance, Strava, and more. You can create custom connections to any app that has an API. One of the biggest challenges you often have to deal with is nested data. Using SyncWith, you can easily transform nested data into a spreadsheet table in just a few clicks. You can schedule updates to keep your data fresh, and you can automate connections using data from your spreadsheet with cell references. Here, I'm going to show how to pull live data from Google Analytics into your spreadsheet with SyncWith. So we'll get started using the SyncWith add-on. Search for Google, and we see there's a number of different connections available. I'm going to pick Google Analytics version 4. The first thing we do to set up our connection is to give it a name. Next, we specify our login information and which website we want to report on. I'm going to choose to report on the last 30 days. Next, we set up dimensions and metrics. So I'm going to choose one dimension, date, and under metrics, let's track some active user counts. Let's look for new users, and let's also track views. At the bottom here, we can schedule things. So if we choose automatically refresh hourly, SyncWith will keep this data live for us every hour. Once we have everything set up the way we want, click create, and SyncWith is going to set up a connection for us, make a new sheet, and insert all of the data. So you can see here, we've got one row for each of the last 30 days. We've got our columns across the top. And here on the right in the SyncWith add-on, we've got a permanent connection to Google Analytics just for that data. We can refresh that at any point, set up scheduling, and even make more connections to Google Analytics if we want more data. Now I'm going to show how to use SyncWith to pull in COVID-19 stats. And this will give us a chance to see how SyncWith lets you transform nested data. So let's search for COVID. I'm going to click on COVID-19 API. There's a number of different endpoints available here. Each represents a different set of data or a different query that you might want to run. We're going to click Summary to get some high-level data, and then use SyncWith's preview feature to see what we get. So here we've got one row of data. It doesn't look super interesting. Let's take a look at the raw data. So there's definitely a lot of data here if we take a look through, but some of it is nested. Some of it's in this global section, some is in this country section, and this is the data here that we really want. So back to the table view, SyncWith has two operations here. One, they can let us remove columns that we don't care about. So let's get rid of some of these. And then we're left with countries, which is what we really want. Here we can use the expand feature to blow this data out into a single table. And now we've got one row per country. And for each country, we've got some key stats like total confirmed cases, total deaths. And this is looking a lot more like what we want. So let's give our connection a name, COVID-19 data by country, click insert. Now SyncWith has created a new sheet, COVID-19 by country, got all of our data here, and we have a permanent connection set up this API that we can refresh at any time, we can schedule, and it has remembered our data transformation, so we don't need to ever deal with that again. Now I'm going to give you a demo of a feature that we call cell references. And this is a really powerful feature that lets you pull data from an existing spreadsheet into your connection. So let's take a look. First, we're going to make a new sheet. And we're going to call this stocks. So here I'm going to make a list of all the stocks I want to track. We're going to track Google, Apple, and Tesla. And we could add more to this later if we want. So next, let's go to SyncWith and find Yahoo. So we have a number of Yahoo Finance endpoints available. One of them here gets you information about a particular ticker. So let's take a quick look at this. So here we can enter a single ticker and hit refresh, and we've pulled this data from Yahoo. It's got the opening price, the high, low, close price for today, I believe. But this is just one stock and we want to get it for a bunch of stocks. So what we can do is here we can use a cell reference to pull the data in from that sheet. So here I've referenced the name of the sheet and I've indicated the cells that the stocks exist in. Now let's click refresh. And what SyncWith is going to do is run that request once for each of those rows. So here it's run it 3 times and pulled us back 3 rows of data for Google, Apple, and Tesla. So let's call this stock data, click insert. And now SyncWith has inserted our new sheet called stock data, and we've got 1 row here for each of our stocks. And in the future, if we want, we could easily go and add more stocks and SyncWith will keep it up to date and run all the requests for us automatically. Thanks for watching. And we're excited to see what you can do with SyncWith. And we'd love to connect and chat with you if you have any questions, ideas, feedback, or more. Talk to you soon. Thanks from Alex, Colin, and the SyncWith team.